we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Where we last left off, we finished episode 2, which was a pretty sad episode. We find out that Cosmo's death was basically an accident. It was just so many misfortunes of miscommunication that just led to him getting. So the culprit was the princess, but it was definitely an accident because she thought he was gonna rat her out to the captain and send her back to Russia because she ran away, but he wasn't gonna do that. And they say it's like, oh, he was probably like he might have went to go check on Naruhodo, but like they made it seem like we don't know for sure, but no, we know. I think we know for sure he was gonna ask us about our opinion because he trusts us. And she didn't know because she thought he was going to ring the bell for the captain, and then she just pushed him, and he fell, and his neck hit the corner of the bed and instantly killed him, which honestly sucks. It was bad, and they tried to cover it up, like the Stroganoff, the sailor, also like tried to frame us, Naruhodo, the main character. So it was really sad. It was all an accident. He basically died for nothing. So now we're going to like continue his wish and his legacy by becoming a lawyer. We're going to become a lawyer now, and we have to study before the ship makes port to England. So now we continue to the next episode. The Adventure of the Runaway Room, which is going to be very interesting. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing alright. For those watching YouTube, I hope you're all doing well.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident,
I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Oh. Here we go. I wonder what the chord's gonna look like in England. Here we are. Whoa!
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I like his outfit. Oh, there's the children.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world.
Wow.
Great
London.
Britain's mighty capital, London.
Let's go. What the? February 18th, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice Office. Huh. She's in awe. Honestly, I'm in awe too. This looks interesting. Cool. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. I didn't remember his first name's Ryunosuke. Like, Phoenix Wright is so memorable. Ryunosuke Naruhodo seems like another name to me for some reason. But I think I'll get used to it. So Ryunosuke. I've been with him for 2 episodes now. I should remember his name. So forgive me for that. Looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the world of paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the difference than just construction materials. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So, we have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Whoa! Whoa, bro! You look like a Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy character. Holy. Oh. What voice should I say? I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no. Don't mention it. We're never happier than we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mael Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Strongheart, huh? Ugh, and I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Oh yeah, he has an aura about him. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. What the? Wait, how did you know what I'm thinking, Susato? Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Ah, yes. Thank you. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, help! I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets when the carriages on the way here from the station. Everything's so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water, and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. There's much excitement about the upcoming Great Expedition we'll be hosting here in London. Great Exhibition. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in the progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Lord Chief Justice? I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report of the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing! The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news. Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madam? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo? This is it then. The moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who can describe as a lawyer, it's... Actually, there's no one. It's Miss Susato. It's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say. And yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Cosmo to help me. And I was the accused, but glossing over the details... I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here in Great Britain studying. I've learned all about the British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion on myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo, is 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. It is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? It's a test. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruto, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an appointed trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as of yet, so this will be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How did I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say, but I should mention, just in case. If the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. Oh! Yes. I forget, have laws here are different. Okay. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Holy crap. Presumably, you read that much in your short C-based introductions to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, he'll be hanged? Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you'll need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see it through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Yeah? Alright then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but what could I do? It's It's alright. I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, but resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Masusato means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful! But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there's only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope. So, what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time here is up. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. Oh, wow. He's gone. The Old Bailey. Well, I guess we gotta go. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Let's go. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess it would look the same. February 18th, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber. So who's the defendant? I wonder. Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. Give me a second here. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Burlock show stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. So, this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait. Even this room for defendants to wait is to wait in is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to ya, madam, sir. What the? Oh my god, he's a top hat. What are you doing? Follow me in here. Follow me here. Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry. Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are yous? We're from Japan, yes. I don't know what accent. I'm assuming it's a British accent, but Jesus, what the frick is... Ah, Japan, is it right? Say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. Am I doing a Irish or British? Jesus Christ, man. I need to get myself together here. No need to explain, fella. Oh, I guess Irish? I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. 1,000 guineas? Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've enough wealth to buy the city of London 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Oh. Ah! That hit me in the eye! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it, no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Blushing blazes, do you not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names? No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose this is altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there in the center of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? It's called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and the singing birds and whatnot. I donated to the city, so I did. An entire park? In central London? A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Madness McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But now they got the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Madness McGilded. What is the matter with London police, I ask you? Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo? Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands and do our best... What was I after you saying, you daft idiot? Idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry. I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well, well, not at all. Not at all. Although, it is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. Who? Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? I, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Barrack von Zix. He's the prosecutor. Oh, Jesus Christ, we're about to meet our prosecutor for this game. I'm very curious. Like, I'm very curious how is he going to be. Like, is he, because we got Edgeworth, Von Karma, Gaddit, or I don't know, pronounce it. And I forgot the Apollo Justice one, and the Destiny one. But if I'm not mistaken, this one is going to be a lot more difficult. Not more difficult. This is gonna be a scary one from the sounds of it. The Grim Reaper. Holy crap! The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper. That's a title. When Van Zix stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. Oh crap! And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in the defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness. Lord Barrack von Zix. Must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel. That would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I made up me mind, so I had... Sorry. I decided I had to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident. I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. Oh boy. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. Fudge! In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Naruhodo, the man has no one. You'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in the British court. I hope you're watching over me, Cosmo. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh whoa! There's fire! February 18th, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. What the? So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. Where the frick are these jokers over here? The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. Yeah, because there wasn't people beneath the judge here. Oh yeah, Susanto could be in here because it doesn't have to worry about the woman rights thing. Feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. What is it? There we go. Oh my god! Oh, here is the judge. What the fuck is that prosecutor? The Baron? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magennis McGilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh my god, it's a Dracula. Oh god, what voice should I give him? I'll try something for now and maybe change it later. Oh, fudge, what voice? I already gave the deeper one to the strong one. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Holy. Oh, give me a second here. We're good. Jesus. Counsel for the defense. You appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. Well, he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me, Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tip of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? Sorry about that. As always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young, even if the fellow is a student from some little island off in the far east. It is not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. I like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilden. What a fine gentleman one has it. Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Hutter, please, may we go and play in the Gilded Park? It seems as though everyone in public galleries is firmly behind Mr. McGilden. That's definitely welcome news. He certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. The case has to be very against him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am sure I need hardly remind you. Oh, the jury! Yeah, they choose different jury for this. That you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Oh my god, I have to find 6 voices. Fools! Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Ha! Any criminals here would soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. She didn't say anything. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Mr. Naruhodo, those people are the jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine the guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. Prosecutor Van Zix, my lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fame. Oh, it's been a while, huh? I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So, what brings you back? Is there something change of circumstances of which the court should be aware? I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this case of overwhelming simplicity. You must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason. Sorry, thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Oh. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at that time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here's the autopsy report from investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. Okay, we got the autopsy report. One further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are... Good lord! Is that blood, Counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by the policemen who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilden's gloves had blood on them? Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well. The defendant's leather gloves have been entered into the court record. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Only 2? Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker Mr. Mason. The other was the accused Magnus McGilden. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Oh, come on. Okay, there's no way he's lying out beginning. And because there had, or maybe he was there. Or maybe he wasn't there. Mr. McGilden! To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I am taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilton, so it is, and when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I never laid eyes on before me in my life. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul would rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I was about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got into the gloves then after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the drivers is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Order! Order! When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and they were witnesses to the crime. This is not a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Oh my god, there's so many characters! Witnesses, your names and occupations. My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. Oh, he's the driver. Gross fair play. I'm a banker in the city. My name's first. Lady first. Lady first. Gosh, the pun! I make hats for gents. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in the omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well, then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. Oh, fuck. Witness testimony, huh? Give me a second. Let me drink some water. Holy crap. This is a lot of characters we're introducing here. What the witnesses saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. What the fudge? Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel. Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As it has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of a moving carriage. Either I'm an idiot, or I'm like, they're making a good point. How quaint. I read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. Oh, fudgy, I am an idiot. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We, only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us to all see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime that is. Really? You have a picture? What do you mean, the actual scene? How? A carriage is to be designated to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff? Bring forth the stricken omnibus! Oh my god! The London 5th Avenue. Here we go. Omnibus. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Oh. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Really? Oh, there's a ladder. Wait a second. What? Oh, this is interesting. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sites are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guest that there is a skylight in the roof allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Oh, so I guess some of the people were in the back and saw it from there. Were there only 2 people in the bottom and just these 3? Okay, Beppo was the driver. The other 2 were here. Okay. Skylight. Oh. The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. I see. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. Ugh, that makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years in behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. Oh, that's interesting. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. The omnibus itself, huh? Okay. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence? Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel. Pray, don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of British courts' cross-examination rights. Alright, my first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus! Ooh. Woo, let's go. Okay. Okay, wait. Let's...
Hold it!
Yeah. Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Yes, sir. That's right, sir, yes. Ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling the same parts of the bus, of course, though, no. And there was no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example. Quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none. So nobody fled the scene of the crime, though. I have to say, the boss insists on it running. He does every evening. The last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spent that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. So, an armband I inherited from Cosmo. Okay. Okay, so time and cause of death, February 15th, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in an omnibus. Died due to the internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Okay, pretty simple. He's 54 years old. Okay. Oh, there's a button missing here. Okay, keep a note of that. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come of grumbling now. No. By the way, is Mr. McGilder right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with the coin in his right hand a little earlier. Ah, pity. If only had been left-handed. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, God. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? The scene of a murder? It's horrible. We can open it. Oh. Let's see what we have here. Ah, that's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. poster for the great expedition that's due in... Wait, really? It's the same thing? That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victims, obviously. Yes, and that scene would be clearly visible from the roof deck. Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here and on bitter winter nights with a cold air rushing past them, and they have to pay money to do so? Ugh. I can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is a real price you pay to stay out late. You can certainly see into the side of the carriage with this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure those witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Wait, Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Oh, that's a cool Easter egg. That's cute. Really? Okay, I think that's all for now. Okay. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other in the bus.
Hold it!
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage. That's right. That's right. You sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. Yeah. There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats that I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Oh, wait, what? That's not how he looks, though. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. How could you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. What? Just because he's short? There could be other small, short people? I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here. Ugh, I really wish there was. Then out of the blue, the accusers reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Hold it!
Hold it. You actually saw the exact moment it happened. Didn't I already testify that? Are our fair dinkum, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail about it. My lord? Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. What the fudge? Whoa! So, it's determined by throwing fire at the thing and just like the balance? What kind of whack is that? I don't think they actually did that in the London days, if I'm not mistaken. What the fudge? Okay. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. Hold it. That is precisely what I'm about to say. Oh, as the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. What the fudge? What is happening here? Let me see. Ah, yes. It seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? And brimstone. Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. Well, that's very on the nose. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Ugh. Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Can you take back the fire? Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel, for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. Oh, fudge. As soon as I heard the screams, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapse on the floor, he was. And by the passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this. By the other passenger, obviously you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? My lord, if you forgive the interruption. Juror number 2. Juror number 2. Go on. Mr. McGill is a pillar. Mr. McGill is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However... What the fudge? Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. These are whack people. Come on, I'm just trying to find a cross-examination. Wait, what are you about to dispose of the rubbish? No. I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. I have a painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-reference all the facts. As such, I am now... Oh my god! He's gonna get screwed! I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. Oh my god! Not again! That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Alright, so when it happened, the only 2 people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be... Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out of his belly. That had a huge, great knife. A grim sight indeed. Ah, that didn't help me at all. The jury looked like they were even more convinced my client did it than they were before. It appears that made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGill is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First. Oh, yes, sir? Is this the knife you saw? Oh, good grief, yes, that's it, the very one, sir. Is that? Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. That is the blade of considerable size, counsel. It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned promptly with a certain initial. Oh no. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Ugh, please, no. M, for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilder, possibly. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
But there are M's everywhere. Yes, like in Mason.
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. Okay, there we go. I need to press on that. My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too, as the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. Oh my god! But I've heard enough now. The horse has been bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind a little. Gee up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight. What the fudge? No! Oh my lord! Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agreed to condemn this man. Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear? What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh yes, I certainly have. Still got my... Give me a second. I gotta examine this. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, sorry, yes. I just don't really like blades. Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. That looks like a lot of blood. It sure really is blood. The victim's. Englishman's blood looks like a lot like Japanese man's blood. What, you think different types of people had different types of blood? We're not aliens! Did you think it wouldn't? Yeah. Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. Internet letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilder's initial. It's beautifully gilded too. It must be very valuable, I should think. What is it? Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything. A W? Yes, this is one of those, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. I'm afraid I don't know at all, but what what I'm sure of is this is an app. Oh, that idea was quickly quashed. Yeah. Okay. Still got my hearing, you know. Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your meaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I've always got to go to the park around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have in him to take another man's life. He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Wonder, maybe go to McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of man Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of man is he? The philanthropist, Magnus McGilded, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with a very darkest of souls. What? Stone of Crows? McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak. What the fuck? Oh, so he's like a loan shark? I've never heard of any mention of that before. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, well, if he's so rich, why didn't he get a carriage of his own? Give me a second. Let me eat some fruit snacks. I'm having munchies right now. What possible reason could this man have made to use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that. The victim, a poor bread maker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerably financial liability. Oh, no, is he going to be like he's one of the lone people? It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused Magnus McGilded. Oh, he is screwed. Oh, but let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment for his debts. Oh, no. That does not look good for him. Goodness gracious. So would he do that on purpose? Or maybe they were just like, he did his final payment and everything was fine and dandy. The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist protector, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it.
Hold it!
If I might add something briefly, Susato? You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim? Oh, he had wine. Oh, he's gonna shake it? Yes, he is. Pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow chalice in the court of law. Aha, there it is. Lord Van Zick's hollow chalice. How can we this consider it acceptable? But I find myself unexpectedly good humor. I heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. As a judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledge, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the dynamic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. Okay, I need to read this. Who owned 20 guineas? Okay. Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owned a considerably sum. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder. I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholm's name inside. Oh, yeah, yeah. I want to open it now. Well, let's see what we find. Oh, I can't read. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is a well-off. Ah, goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you see that name here? Bruce Fairplay. Oh. It's one of the witnesses. Should that name mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? He borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment day is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course. But this could be very useful information. Oh. Is there anything else? Okay. And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. Oh no. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, this is the modus operandi of the accused. He's such a pretty little pot too. What a scoundrel! No way, still. Maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute! Let's think about this a little more before... I don't stand for nonsense. Oh, dear God. I just like, that was it. The last jury's decision. According to this encyclopedia of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. A final verdict. It's over then. Oh. There's a footnote, though. A footnote. However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Wait. Miss Susato, just tell me the one thing. Oh, yes. You You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. What? What does that even mean? Summation? Examination?
Objection!
A summation examination. From which century has that tome been resurrected? Ah. Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text of British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it. You would demand no right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what, exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions, and it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions? Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. I would! Still. I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and far largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. He knows that. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? A summation examination, our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out, or admit defeat? Assert our right? The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very high standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Eh? Well, I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so... All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Oh! Oh, crap. Oh, but this is gonna be a long... Oh, fudge. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off. It seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation examination. Defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted to for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around. So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant McGinnis McGilded guilty of this most serious crime. Here we go. Judicial findings. Here we go. The juror's contentions. There else inside at the carriage at that time, so it has to be him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn a logical conclusion. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. The scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. Interesting. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then, they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you the more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Then what on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jury's own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. I see. So it's the contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh, yes, I suppose you're right. Okay. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off. Can we start proceedings, counsel? I will ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and conscious rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Here we go. Oh. Jury examination. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Defense's rebuttal. I am going to save because I do not want to mess up.
Hold it!
Certainly, the testimonies we've heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGildy were alone inside the carriage. Precisely my point. But, could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet? Such as? Perhaps that's something we could, work out together now. Now listen here, maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes. But we're here to form our opinions as individuals. And I have. Oh dear, he doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternate point of view, does he? No. We're going to have to pit the jurors against one another. Like Susato-san said. So I have to press pit. I trust the driver. He has excellent memory, it seems. Oh. Fudge. I trust the driver. Oh, fudge! This is hard. Okay. I trust the driver. He has excellent memory, it seems. Wait.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. They do? Explain yourself, counsel. Me? Oh, dear, what have I said? I swear on Silver's Blaze maiden name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. Oh, here we go. According to the group testimonies we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. Oh my god, this is kind of cool. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is. A fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. What, man? Why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication. Ah! It would be 16 pence. Oh! First try, baby! Exactly as I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. Oh, so we kind of add more, huh? By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely, 1 person's fare. One person's fare? Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible. There was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Oh, there was another person. Wait, it didn't even cross my mind. If it was 4 pence a person, 20 people, then or 20 pence was paid. Another person had to be there. Goodness gracious. Oh, well, okay. Things are picking up. This can't be right. The coachman of the guild are good on this matter. One to know, trustworthiness is our watchword. The figures the coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he's let nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Alright then, how do I make this miserable trial doesn't end? Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side. All you have to do is cast Fireball onto the good side. Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go in? Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo! Let's go, baby! This is all very irritating. Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Oh, yeah, because I think she understood that, yeah. Let's go. For the love of Mike, not you as well. The love of Mike. A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. Oh, really? I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more, actually. There is something else that's been bothering me about a couple of their assertions. Then that's where you must strike next. How are you reading my mind? So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another conviction in their assertions. Exactly. You can do it. Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. So no one inside the carriage at the time, so it has to be him. Let's try this. You're gonna save again. I simply type and collect. It has to be these two.
Objection!
Those two statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel. Post haste. Oh dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they all allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, jury number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Wanna to test me, do you? I was like this! Stuck the fellow next time without even getting up, just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now, don't move! Take a look at these two jurors. Oh, I didn't even... Oh. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches. What a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh. But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience? Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. The scales. I don't believe it. Wait! Now here it is, my fellow jurors. I warned you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern Skull sorcerer using magic on us all. Brother, I am using logic. I'm using what they call common sense. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all of this? Answer me this, Dark Jinx. Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What if the two witnesses have such different recollection of events? What of it? Let's say that the Shylock did stab the victim as you sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then Shylock stopped and stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what to say it didn't happen like that, Oh, are you calling that dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you! What are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you? They're ready to kill each other now? But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? Stab once. Out of the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, Dark Jinx? Come out with it! What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What? What are you talking about, man? How could you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As a foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. It's the autopsy report. Right. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by. Let's see, because I don't want to like lose some because this seems like a very hard trial. Okay, I'm glad I'm keeping up with this. I'm trying to pay attention every moment. Right, autopsy report.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once. Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means the witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. Alright, I can see the feet! Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Please tell me he's a barber. Please tell me he cuts hair. Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. Yes! I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places, and I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Van Six, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Oh boy, I wonder if he's impressed or pissed. Yes. Very impressive. Oh! Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks? Is Cole in here, or is it just me? As your antiquated tone no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honor a deathly silence and listen to the charade. It seems I overestimate the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Oh! Bring forth the witnesses once more! Oh my god, this man is aura farming! What's up, you free knuckleheads? One of you is full of crap. Witnesses, I trust you read the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. Of course I've heard it. Oh, yes, sir. I heard it. You, sir, on the end. The coachman. I believe it's Beppo. Yes, sir, my lord, sir. If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a 5th passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh, mio Dio. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. go again. Various misgivings. I only care for... I swear it. But, well, I, for one, was told that I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. What? Now you're just being full of crap. What the fudge? He fiddled on some of the fare, he did, and then I saw that boy curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw McGilden stabbing that one. Everything I said before stands. Oh yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. I think so. What the fudge? Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Inkster friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cosenage. Beppo, explain yourself! I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? It's cold, and last run of the day is always half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo! A disgrace! And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild. If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week. What? 4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently. No, that figures. Oh, okay, I guess. Oh, no, I am stupid because 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, no, it can make sense. But yeah, if it was 5, yeah, that can also work. Wait. 4, 8, 12, 16, and a 20. Oh yeah, it goes both ways though. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Absolutely. Okay, buddy, bring it on! Let me see.
Hold it!
So, there are only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare? Is that right? It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. It was just cold. It was all I could do to stop myself passing out. I'm getting chilblains just listening to you. It was terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger? You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night, then we would have another suspect. Really? Okay.
Hold it!
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid the 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid for the 5 pence too, sir. I just told you that I did. A flat fare of 5 pence across the board. It's not something to be proud of. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone, dead, and buried. This is the last trial, or the first trial. I have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. It's all too much, okay?
Hold it!
This blood-curdling sight, you mean a murder, I presume? Yes, sir. A loathsome sight. No one should have witnessed the horror in the eyes of a man the moment of his life was taken. Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment that the gent was stabbed. Good gracious, really? We have another witness who did, however. The baker has already testified to it. But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I heard the baker get gent next to me to take a sharp intake of breath. See? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw the horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating.
Hold it!
So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him. That's what I said, isn't it? It was bothering me before, this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only 2 of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of a 5th passenger, but as of yet, 0 evidence. Then what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty. Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. Oh yeah, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Hold it!
Think? Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh, yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice-pick grip. I suppose I might have, yes. Put the cart before the horse, maybe? What's this? Well, I'm quite sure about the most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats of the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and the knife was sticking above his midriff. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes. So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. I really thought I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I?
Truth! Excuse me!
Yeah, what the? Why are you chewing your stick, bro? Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might have been able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? No chance. Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping for the skylight on the top of an omnibus, that is. Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker, I have, you know? Oh, so, I remember as clear as a Ballarat day. And there was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me, I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about exactly what you saw. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Did you think I forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after the butcher stabbed the man? What?
Hold it!
Blood-soaked? Well, perhaps soaked is laying on them a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. And you saw that from the roof through the skylight. Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. And there was a lamp on the inside of the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw. This banker's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it. It's the clause, right? When you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruhodo, that's when you should have a good look for the court record. Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I'll have to use it to bring out some new facts in the light. If you're not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful, as they did before. Maybe, but we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information. Yes, you're so right. pay careful attention here. Okay. Don't worry, this is gonna flip the reaction of this process. Okay. Remember if you can spot yeah. Yeah, okay, the game's giving me a hint there, but I saw that clearly. Give me a second. I'm getting so invested in this right now. I think the next time we're doing the intermission, I'll stop. This is getting too good. Yeah, let's present. It's these gloves.
Objection!
Blood-soaked hands? Well, I admit that soak might be laying on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yes, that's right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there, but, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Gah! But, no, that can't be right. So you're the liar here then. I forgot her voice. Fuck! That's right, you're quite clear about it, you said. Huh, it was both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
Oh. It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands, it was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means that there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Why? I'm a city baker. For pity's sake, my word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't provocate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie, but is that really the case? Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, we turn the time in this trial completely. Oh, and that's where the book comes in. Something to show this man has compelling reason to lie in his testimony. I have the evidence. My lord. Yes, counsel? The defense is ready to present evidence. By Jove, are you sure? Yes. Evidence that would clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had no reason to lie in his testimony. Very well. Oh, very well. I hereby call the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception in the court.
Take that!
This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accuser's extortion. Well, the point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Ooh. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worth what being called a debt. According to this ledger, you own 20 guineas, not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of the murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents say that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which you owe to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Oh, cease to exist, yeah. Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Order! Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have more serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time in which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Be honest, buddy. Your silence speaks volumes! You did not tell the truth in your testimony! Right. Now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? Give me a second. I'm getting cold. Give me a second. I need to turn off my fan here. Oh, my back. I cracked my back, guys. Oh! Oh, God. I'm stretchy. Stretch time. But it makes me no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilden's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which have hero evidence, is stained. So you keep saying. First, you gonna say something? I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. What? What? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yarg. Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Here we go. When the witnesses really saw, there was blood on both hands of the assailant. I certainly distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both hands of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see any of it myself, no, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there could have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we would all have seen. Okay. Well, lo and behold, in truth and fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to say we saw the man do it. That's really not what testimony is about. Let's examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. What the witnesses really saw? There was...
Hold it!
No, the evidence tells us otherwise. side by side, really. Of course, an English gentleman woman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have be seated here. A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite large enough to have a good view into the cabin from the roof. It doesn't appear to have a handle or catch of any description, so I suppose it can't be opened from the inside of the cabin at least. I need to check every nook and cranny. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in court record. I'm aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw, but why? Your reasoning is dire. Eh? One hand on shoe, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the gripping crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accuser's fingers.
Hold it!
Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well as you know. But, for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could possibly have done it. I was just trying to save us all some time. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? How do you hope to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? That's not entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the derby, that's all. Oh, gambling. I was going to win all back. There's a fixture this weekend, this short thing. A little guinea or 10. I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness scruples are not a trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work?
Hold it!
You definitely saw that too. Blood on both hands. Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGillicuddy's gloves has any sign. Only one of Mr. McGillicuddy's gloves has any signs of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGillicuddy sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing these gloves? That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that the dark color stain on the dark-blooded gloves wouldn't have been easy to see. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood in Mr. McGillicuddy's gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands? This is puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it. I didn't actually...
Hold it!
You didn't see anything? Oh, yes, sir. That is to say, no, sir, I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories, and I saw him stab the man. What do you agree, sir? I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories. Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it? No, sir, I saw nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Oh, please. You didn't even see that? It was so cold that night, you see. It was all I could do to keep myself from passing out. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir. It seemed prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. Beppo! Ah!
Hold it!
Everything you saw in the incident was through the skylight of the roof of the omnibus. That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, it was shivering. It was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Yeah, why were you? Well, I don't know about this old fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked? That's right, and it was a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play. Yes, I had the exact same experience. I tried knocking, but the gents inside just suggested I made to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up on the roof deck and look down largely into the warm cabin below. Well, I can assure you I wasn't looking down, I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else in the cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about the surveillances. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? No, they might not be able to. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor in the upper deck. Is that right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? Well, obviously at this stage we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at times of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin on the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Very well. I will uphold the prosecution's demand. You will identify the area of this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Oh, where exactly the omnibus are you suggesting that the potential extra passage would have been situated? Oh, this is easy. Let's see.
Take that!
Both rows of seats on the floor face the direction of the travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin which the passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight is as I've drawn here. Ah. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite of the one in which the victim is attacked was sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Ah!
Objection!
Oh, here we go. It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In the British Court of Law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you are able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? I honestly don't know who could it have been. Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? I'm gonna keep saving because I don't want to mess this up. I haven't. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. My response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned. That is not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name a passenger to the other seat. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. That night. That night of the murder. Wait, I don't know. I don't know. Fudge. Okay, it has to be one of these three. Wait, that wouldn't make sense if the victim was there. Like, who would it be? Oh no, they say they saw him with both hands when they dare. Oh no, it could have been. It came to me. It had to be Magnus. Magnus couldn't have. Whoever was next to the victim would have been the killer. But the person across would have been.
Take that!
Yeah. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to be Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Katsu? That's the name of the defendant!
Objection!
Oh, fudge! If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollow chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks. People talk of those tiny island nations of the Far East as of a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and assailants were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses had attested to the fact. It is the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection!
But that premise may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory ribbon.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, that is, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. Oh yeah, if we're going to use by that logic, then it has to be both hands. Therefore, it can't be the gloves, like, it can't be McGilded. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. Oh. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night. A third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on the passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. Extraordinary! Order! Order! What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Oh. Yes. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. And what particular styles of the hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilden, would undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed to even notice the presence of a true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. Well, he did say he was asleep, but I don't know if that helps him. He's right. If there was another person traveling in the closed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilden would have been unaware of it. Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused Mr. McGilden to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he will already make a full statement to the police. But what if there is some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilden is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGillen to testify or not? Yeah, let's demand his testimony. I had to think about it, but yeah, no, we need him. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilden to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes. I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilden has to say. Get the man out here, I say! It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. If something he's doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be lovely. Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Yeah, I guess you can't say anything. Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once. Here we go. Give me a second here. I need to turn off the air conditioning. Maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Well, let's hope. Let the proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilden, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? To be sure I have, my lord. There are now two matters in which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such person was indeed present, why did you conceal the fact from the police? Again, no, it's not my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you use all, or keep my mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilden. The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on that night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true? Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after all that happened. You... What?! No, Magnus McGilden, that convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you see. What? If the police had known that the wee one was there, they have assumed that she'd done it. They have hauled her into the senior courtroom, just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Oh. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. And who was this young child of whom you speak? That I don't know. You don't know? Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. No, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? Ah, smoke! Ah, fire! There's a fire! Look, someone's trying to get away! After them! It's no use. I can't see any for the smoke. What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff! Don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. Oh my god. I hereby called an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumble over to one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. Oh, snap! To be continued. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I stop for tonight. Whoo, this is a case, all right. This was a big case. First real trial as a lawyer. Whoo, we got the scent to the fire. Holy crap. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you for everyone who lurked. Thank you for everybody who's seen the YouTube VOD. I hope you leave a like and subscribe. And leave a comment if you like. If you want to know when I upload these, usually after when I stream, it's the day after when I upload the VOD. And yeah, thank you for watching. This game is really amazing. I am loving this game more and more every time. This is just getting better and better. Like, each episode tops itself so far. Like, this is really interesting. I'm really curious to see what happens. And I wonder really who is the little urchin that he saw. So, anyway, I'm gonna go. I am hungry. I'm gonna get some dinner. But I hope you guys like this. If you want to know when I'm live, just follow me on Twitch, or you can just follow me on Twitter or join the Discord server. Both the Discord and Twitter links are both in my Twitch and YouTube bios. So again, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you. Stay healthy and see you later.